All right, so before I get into it, this is basically a guide area that you could check out everything in the game in terms of battle, mages, skill page, gear, item, battle pass, shop, summons, missions. We got all of this, which is pretty cool. Arena, and then a bunch more, right? Fair enough to say that it's a lot more. So the main focus of this video will actually be the topic of mobility and how it's influenced and acts accordingly next to speed. Mobility is the yellow bar that you see below someone's HP. It's this one right here. Might be hard to see in the video, but I'll try to talk about it more later. Now, they call it mobility, but then here it's translated as stamina. So I don't know what's going on there, but it's either stamina or mobility. Either one you want to call it. Personally, I prefer stamina, but they officially call it mobility, so I'll try to get used to it. So let's talk about what they read, and then I'm going to try to explain it and just give thoughts as to this. And I was wrong with the way I explained it, by the way, but to be fair, we did not have anything like this, so there was no way I could have known. But this is me making amends and updating it. I've been doing that a lot today with my tier list, changing a lot of tiers, and now we got this. So every character has a speed stat, and when a battle begins, their mobility gauge will fill based on their speed, which makes sense. Not everyone starts off with the same mobility. You could see that certain people have higher mobility when they start, and that to me makes sense. I was a bit unsure about that, but like I'm happy they confirmed that. The character whose mobility gauge reaches 100% first will receive their turn, and if multiple characters have their mobility gauge reach 100% at the same time, their order of their turns will be decided randomly. This is huge, because the way I explained it was that you have speed and then you have stamina then speed. So if you all have 100% stamina, it will then be dependent on your speed. But them saying that it's random changes things up a bit, right? I think that this is honestly really important to know that it's not in order. So things might get messed up if you have a certain turn order in mind and you like use Voltos to get your stamina to 100%. So I think it's very important that I do talk about this and say that no, it is not that when everyone's mobility reaches 100%, it will be decided in speed order. It's going to be random if you get it all to 100%, which Voltos does get it a 100% first turn. Passive skills and the effects of a mage's skills can modify mobility and the speed stat during a battle, resulting in variations in the turn order of the turn gauge on the right side of the screen based on the extent of the changes. Yeah, so that mainly going to be happening through Lotus, who has speed reduction. He also has stamina reduction on skill 1. You got Julius, who increases his mobility, decreases other people's mobility. AoE increases mobility for him, decreases one person's mobility. AoE decreases mobility, 100% decreases mobility, right? Then who else? Who else am I not thinking of, right? You got Voltos, who increases mobility by 15%, which gets you to 100%. And then Finral, who increases speed, right? So stuff like that, just a couple examples. William too, who does both, right? A character whose mobility gauge is at 100% will have their turn. A battle turn is completed when all allies and enemies take their actions in a round. So it's 8, I guess. Like you have to have the 8 attack. I guess I'm not too sure, but like, you know, I'm gonna guess that's what it is. So yeah, mobility is very important, and this way it's making it so that speed is actually more important than we thought, because of the fact that you actually do need speed to be able to go first for mobility, right? Because at least like have higher speed means higher mobility, right? So I think that is very important. And it like, even if we knew speed was already very important, I think that at least to me, who's played under the impression that mobility mattered so much more, this is very good. I think that we didn't have any sort of translation like this, so I wasn't able to infer or anything, and having it officially confirmed to me is very nice. So let's just talk about like the differences. Of course, mobility still is better, but it puts much more importance on like speed for Fenrir and William. But like Voltos, right, of course, turn 1 will be getting you to 20%. Okay, 20% increase. We'll be getting you to that 100%, which is perfect. I think that it's great, and like it being random isn't something I really like, but fair enough, I don't really care. Now, it does make it so that Finral, just in general, will be better. Now, turn 1, Voltos is better still, because the way they explained it, the way they explained it, if we go back, was that, where is it, mobility? The way they explained it, where was it? Hello? No. So the way they explained it was that their mobility gauge will fill based on speed when a battle begins. I should have said that. So It's only when the battle begins that your speed will determine your mobility, but afterwards it won't. So that's like something that kind of makes it a bit interesting and kind of unique in the way that it works. But it definitely makes it so that Voltos is better turn 1 because Finral cannot increase your mobility thanks to his speed, right? Now, as for mobility, you do need to get to 100% and to be able to attack next. So it's like in order. If it's even like your 88% mobility and then 87, the 88 will always attack first, even if the 87 has like 200,000 more speed, right? So that's interesting. But no, Voltos I think does have more importance now, I guess, in terms of first turn. But then afterwards, like usual, Finral. Where's Finral? I guess I don't have him built. Finral is just better because the speed will just be insane, right? And he cannot alter the mobility first turn even with speed. So that's just what I wanted to mention. And yeah, just wanted to tell you guys that main part of this video is to explain that mobility does get affected by speed turn 1, but afterwards doesn't really get affected by it. But also you got to realize that you do not go in order of highest speed to lowest speed in terms of once you have 100% mobility. But having less speed at the beginning will make you go after people with higher speed. I hope that makes sense. And that's it for the TED Talks with Gikku. I'll see you in the next one.